Universal design means that anything that you design and are going to use throughout your lifetime must be accessible for everybody to use. So we are not speaking only about persons with disabilities. We are moving away from the old way of seeing access only for persons with disabilities. That's for the broader population, and that is what's making it so wonderful.